Hey everybody, it's Meredith, here with another video. I'm just going to tell you right now, if you hear any weird kind of type noise, that is the pouring rain. And potentially my fan that you can sort of see oscillating in the background. Because it was raining today, I was able to, well, not able to, I chose to go ahead and straighten up around the house, so floors are clean, they've gotten Murphy soaped, the bathroom was bleached, like the whole thing. So if you do live in my area and you want to come over, this is the weekend because the house is clean. Anyway, I thought I would go ahead and answer your questions. I got a couple of questions from subscribers, and I had asked the week prior if you all wanted to even ask questions, and if you did, you could, and if you didn't, you didn't have to. No big deal. So the first question that was on, it was pretty gross when I lifted my arm up, wasn't it? I was just thinking about that. The first question was quite a popular, not controversial, but just a popular topic, and it was a question asked by Teddy Bear Heart 2, who is Rebecca, and she asked, when life has beaten you down from a very young age, how would you get things to turn around in your head? And oh boy. So I had put a brief answer below, and several other people had commented on this question, and I want to thank them for doing that. I think this is a very individual question, and I can go into more detail via email if you'd like, Rebecca. It's up to you. For me, my big turning point with my attitude and my mentality occurred during my time in the military. And as you know, it is very true that when you go into the military, they break you down in order to build you back up. And once I got out of the military, a lot of things changed for me. I started really exerting myself as a woman and as a professional, and really, letting people know what I was about, not in a mean way, but just being assertive enough to let people know, this is who I am, this is where I stand. You said something I didn't like, let me handle this, etc. However, there are still days when I'm down in the dumps, and there are several things that I'm down in the dumps about right now. But they are temporary things, and that would probably be my general answer, would be most of the things that we're going through are temporary things, and it's up to you and your will and your mentality to get through and eventually over the hurdles that you experience. So when I'm down temporarily, I watch a lot of motivational videos, and that sounds really cheesy. Don't go to counseling. I read self-help articles on the internet sometimes, but there is a guy that I've been watching recently, and his name is Derek, I think it's Walida, and I'm going to tell you right now, I do not condone his foul mouth, because his mouth isn't the cleanest, but man, this guy has accomplished a lot. He was in the Army and was injured in an exercise, and not an exercise, a mission we'd call it, and lost one of his legs. But he is in the best shape of his life, and he does CrossFit, which you're not going to see this girl doing that at all. And he's got some videos that you watch those and you're like, yeah, this guy's really making the most of his situation and his life, and he's really just, I generally live by the rule that every day I wake up is an opportunity to totally be awesome, as lame as that sounds. And I do have a lot of motivational quotes in little like frames that I buy at the dollar store. Sometimes I'll print it out on the computer and put it in a cheap little dollar frame. I tape things to my bathroom mirror, little mantras if I see them. I scroll Instagram. So those are the things I do when I have my temporary ups and downs. As far as long term, really the military changed it for me, and I know you're probably not going to go into the military, Rebecca, but it's willingness. It's willingness to accept that something happened to you and go get through that and then move forward, or just get over. So I know it sounds a lot easier, right? Okay, next question. Stacy, what is your favorite thing to do when you have an hour to yourself? Oh my goodness. An hour to myself, well, if I'm home and I'm not going anywhere, a lot of times I will go into my makeup / office room, which is upstairs, and kind of like go through stuff and pick through and pick out looks for the week, or say, oh my gosh, I haven't used this in a while. Sometimes I'll read, a lot of times I'll watch YouTube videos, and I'm a huge Netflix fan too. And we did cancel our cable, so Netflix is where it's at for us. Joan Junebug 1029, what would you change about yourself? Oh my gosh. I mean, physically there's a lot that I'm not like loving about myself, like the fact that I recently gained some weight. But like I told Rebecca in the first question, these are temporary things that I will work to get through. So overall, I'm gonna say that there's nothing that I'm really like, oh, I wish I could change that. But there are small things, and there are some things that happened in my past when I was a lot younger that I wish I hadn't said that. I wish I had gone to see that person before blank. But those are things that I've come to terms with, and you know, I've moved on. Goodsy Fritzy wants to know about my extensions. Okay, so these are Eurolock extensions. So Eurolock extensions, usually they're just called Eurolock. There's another kind called Nano Bead that are similar, but they're a lot smaller. Basically, it's a little round bead, and it's coated with like a silicone. And the extension hair is placed inside the bead with your hair, because it opens up with a tool, and then it gets clamped around your hair. So there's nothing being glued, or there's no hot tool involved. So what it looks like, just so you can see, is right here. So it looks like that. So that's what my Fusion Bonds look like, only they were a little lighter, like more clear. These, I'll tell you, and I'll be very honest, I don't love the color here, but it was hard to find one that matched my root. And I have enough hair up here that I can cover it. But man, when the wind blows, I'm not gonna lie, I get a little nervous. I'm like, oh my gosh, can you see these things or what? But honestly, it's not too bad. There's a huge price difference between this type of extension and the Fusion extensions, and I'm willing to get into that if you'd like, but you know, I'm not going to tell you, oh, I paid blank. I'll give you like general figures. Susie Clancy, what do I do on weekends? Well, I just told you in the beginning. I clean my house usually. I'm in school part-time for business foundations, and I'm taking a class. I have my final. It's online. And I have to get that done by, I think, the end of next week. So I've been studying, getting ready for my next course, which starts on it's either the 10th or the 12th, one of those days. So getting ready for that. And the next course is Intro to Accounting, which I'm like, about, because I am no good at math. So, Sensational After 60. What was my career choice when I was a senior in high school? That was so long ago. I changed my mind so many times about my career, but when I was a senior, what I remember the most is that I wanted to be a lawyer. And probably at that point, because I had no idea about different types of lawyers, I probably wanted to be a criminal lawyer, which we all know that they don't make a ton of money because they represent criminals unless they're high-profile criminals. But sometimes I still think about that. I think I would have been a great lawyer, or could be a great lawyer, because I love talking, and I don't have a problem arguing with anyone, even if they're bigger than me. Okay, Judy, if I could change 3 things about the beauty community and the YouTube community, what would they be? Oh my gosh. I can go on and on and on about the YouTube community, and you know, I don't think anything will ever change in terms of people that are trolling other people. I mean, that stinks, but you have to be able to deal with that if you're going to be on the internet. The internet doesn't have any filters, doesn't have any standards. We don't scan. There's like no TSA lineup to get on the internet. Sometimes I think there should be, because some of the stuff I've seen, even on my own channel, and comments are really ugly and like really violently scary. So I'd like to change that. I'd also like vloggers and bloggers to not feel that they have to sell out to companies. in order to remain popular. Like, that really bothers me. Like all these girls that went on this trip that Benefit had. I mean, Benefit to me is just like a whack company in terms of PR, because they sent all these like popular vloggers and bloggers on this trip and hardly anybody talked about like the Benefit products. And I was like, wow, they just flew you to like wherever and you barely talked about it, and all your pictures are of you at like a bar or shopping or something. It's just, meh. So I don't care for that. And I mean, I think that's it. Like, that's all I would say, generally speaking. And in this community here, where I live, what I see a lot of is people just willing to regurgitate or vomit information that they get from PR companies that send them free things just so they don't lose, you know, a favorable spot on a PR company's list, which I think is terrible. I also think people in Canada, especially, and even people in the U.S. need to start paying attention to the is it the FTC, the rules that they changed, saying that, you know, you have to disclose when you get a product for free, and it can't be in like 2-point font down at the bottom of your blog post. You know, you need to be very clear about that and tell people. So that way we know whether you're advertising or whether you're actually talking honestly about a product. Because a lot of times for me, it's easy to spot because that's what I do and that's my career now, is in the beauty industry. But it's not fair to your subscribers and your readers to advertise and not be very clear about that. And finally, Natalie, what do I do for a living and what inspired me to choose my career? Well, right now I'm in marketing for a beauty company, and it's pretty darn fun. It's challenging. Everything's different. I never know what I'm walking into. I hustle a lot, so I do a lot of marketing for high-end salons and spas that my company manages throughout North America. So there's a couple of salons and spas in Toronto and a lot in the US. So we'll see. I haven't been there a year yet. I'm hoping at some point I can travel because I would like to go to the other salons and spas, but no, I don't know. We'll see. It's not a big deal. So I had said also that I was going to do a giveaway at the end after people ask me questions. So I just want to let you know that I randomly picked someone, and that person is Susie Clancy. So Susie Clancy, I just need your address so I can send you something. And actually, Rebecca, I have something for you that may answer your question a little bit better. So I'm sorry, I know I've got your address, but I'll just ask you to send it to me again. I will leave my email down below. Thank you so much for watching. More than likely, I will record another video. I'm feeling pretty darn motivated, but let's see how much studying I get done tonight, and we'll take it from there. All right, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for asking all those questions, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.